So still both of the cluster it is in progress state. So now we have to connect our jump host. So now one of the cluster has been created. So one cluster running in East US and another cluster running in West US. Now the second step is we have to deploy our application in the one cluster and in the second cluster also. So I have created two jump hosts. So by using this jump host we have to connect our cluster. Now we have connect one jump host. We have to connect another jump host also. Now we have connected both jump hosts. Now the next step we have to connect our cluster. So we have to click on the connect and then we have to copy this command. Setting, wait, we have to increase the font size. Okay, so now we are not able to connect our cluster. So before we have to do AZ login, and then you have to copy this link and open into your browser. Copy this code and remove the unwanted. Paste your code. Authenticate with your ID and then continue. And now let's see. Now it's successful. Select the subscription, type the number or enter. Yeah, the same way we have to do in the next one also. So AZ login. So before to connect your cluster, you have to first do the AZ login. what is my code. So this is my code, paste it here. Now let's go to our cluster and run this command. First increase the font size. Now run this command. So you have to just copy the command from the cluster dashboard. So you have to select the cluster and there is option connect, and you have to run these two commands to connect your cluster. Now your cluster has been connected, so you have to run this command. You have to validate kubectl get node. Now you can see, if you want to see the cluster information, so you have to run this kubectl cluster info. You will get the information about the cluster. So this is my cluster name, prod2, and if you want to see the pod, so this is all the by default pod of this cluster. Okay, the same way we have to go to the another jump host and we have to connect the second cluster. So kubectl cluster info. So now this is my another cluster prod AKS, and then we have to see the status of worker node, kubectl get node, and it is in ready state. Kubectl get all, get pod -a. Now all the pods are up and running. So the next step, we have to set up our Valero tool. So as per our architecture, so first we have to install our Valero pod, and then we have to deploy the sample pod, and then we have to migrate from one cluster to another cluster. So for Valero pod, we have to run this command. I have somewhere, yeah. So this is the command to install the Valero application. So I will explain it very well about. So first you have to run this Valero install, and the provider is Azure. So sometime if you have to install the Valero tool in AWS platform, so you have to define the provider AWS, and this is the plugins. So by default you have to change the plugins information, like this one. This is the version. Okay, and this is the bucket. So bucket is for to store the Valero backup data. So bucket, we have explained it here, like about the storage account. So you have to create the storage account, and then you have to define the name of the bucket. Okay, so here go to storage account. You have to create one storage account. Valero bucket. So bucket 0, 1, 2, 3. and this is the reason I am choosing for this storage account West US. You have to select the performance you want to standard or premium, so as per the requirement you have to choose. And this is the redundancy, so I am choose the LRS. No need we are not going to explain like about this LRS GRS, so that's a core part of Azure, but for the demo purpose I have to just select LRS, and then those by default we can do we don't need to do anything changes and the rest of the options, so we have to just review and create. So now they have validated and everything good. Now we have to create. So the first we have to define the task. So first we have to create 2 Kubernetes cluster. Second step, we have to install Velero tool on both of cluster. So to set up Velero tool, before that we have to create storage account and create bucket. So bucket is just like a logical container where our backup data will be stored. Okay, so let's go to the Azure portal. Now our storage account has been created. So this is the name of the storage account. And then you have to go to this data management, data storage. There is option container, so you have to click on container, and then you have to create the container name. So I am going to choose my container name is bucket, and then create. So now my bucket has been created. So we have to define all the information in this command. So I have created the bucket, and this is the credential file. So those I am going to create the credential file also. Okay, so this is another option. Then another stage 2.2, create credential file. So in this credential file we have to define this information. So this is a credential file. So in this credential file we have to define our subscription ID, we have defined the tenant ID, client secrets, and the resource group name. Okay, so copy this information. It's a very simple. I am going to show you. So how do we create a credential file? Where do we get all the information about this? Okay, like where do we get the subscription ID? Where do we get the information about tenant ID, client secret?